Welcome to Mixtape Videos. Today, we're continuing our series of the best NBA players for each decade, and in this video, we'll be counting down the best players of the 2010s. We're taking into consideration the accomplishments, accolades, stats, and performances of these players from 2010 to now. Here are the best NBA players this decade has seen. Number 10, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis is a rising star, but he's not the future anymore. He's here, and for the last couple of years, he's been proving that he deserves to be on this list. Last season, Giannis became the first player in NBA history to finish in the top 20 in all major statistical categories, and the fifth player to lead his team in all of them. He averaged 23 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists, shooting 53% from the field in less than 36 minutes, and he's doing even better than that this year. Giannis, Magic Johnson, and Oscar Robertson are the only players under the age of 23 to average at least 28 and 5 for a whole season. If he keeps up his current averages for the season, he would be the only player under the age of 24 to average at least 29 points, 10 assists, and 4 rebounds per game since 1962. He already has the Most Improved Player trophy, an All-Star appearance, an All-NBA team selection, and an All-Defensive team selection. Number 9, Dwight Howard. Whether you like him or not, Howard is one of the greatest players of the modern era. From 2010 to now, he has averages of 17.5 points and 12.8 rebounds per game while shooting almost 60% from the field. That type of consistency is impressive. He led the league in defensive rating for 3 seasons. He has the 4th best rebounding percentage in NBA history and has reached 2 conference finals since 2009, where he had great performances. In 2011, he finished second in the MVP voting and probably should have won. Howard isn't the defensive powerhouse he used to be, but he is the best center this generation has seen. Number 8, Anthony Davis. Athletic, fast, a good three-point shooter, great mid-range game, Anthony Davis is one of the most versatile players ever. He led the league in block percentage in just his second year and has never finished outside the top 10 in that category. Last season, he had 5 games where he had a stat line of at least 40 points and 15 rebounds. Davis has only made the playoffs once, getting swept by the Warriors in 2015, but he didn't underperform. On the contrary, in those 4 games, he averaged 31.5 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks per game while shooting 54% from the field. If he stays healthy, you can be sure he'll keep doing unprecedented stuff like he has since the moment he was drafted. Number 7, Chris Paul. The point god. Chris Paul has been good for so long that it's easy to forget how great he actually is. In this decade alone, he has led all players in steals 4 times and in assists twice. He's been on the All-Defensive First Team 6 straight times and only missed making the All-NBA team last season. CP3 is the king of advanced stats. He has the 2nd highest assist percentage ever behind John Stockton and has led the NBA in steal percentage 4 times. He even has the highest offensive rating ever and the 3rd most win shares per 48 minutes. Basically, he does stuff no one has ever done. Number 6, James Harden. Arguably one of the greatest games in the past 20 years was James Harden dropping 53 points, dishing out 17 assists, and grabbing 16 rebounds while making 14 of his 26 shots on New Year's Eve in 2016. Since he left behind his 6th-man role in Oklahoma City, he's averaged 27 points, 7.5 assists, and 6 rebounds per game. He gained the reputation a few years ago of being a horrible defender, justifiably so, but he has since improved a lot in that area. He got beat out for MVP by Russell Westbrook last year, but it's only a matter of time before he gets his own trophy. Number 5, Kawhi Leonard. 4 seasons ago, nobody would have taken seriously the claim that Kawhi Leonard would one day be one of the top 5 players in the world. When he won the Defensive Player of the Year award in 2015, he also finished 10th in MVP award shares, and just the next season he finished 2nd. He's a Finals MVP, a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, has 3 All-Defensive First-Team selections, and has finished in the top 10 in steal percentage 5 times, and he's barely entering his prime. The big stage is his thing. Last year, he averaged 25.5 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 3.5 assists per game for the regular season. But in the playoffs, he improved his points per game to 27.7, his rebounds up almost 2 more per game, and his assists up to 4.6 per game, all while shooting 5 percentage points better from the field and almost 7 percentage points better from 3-point range. Number 4, Russell Westbrook. He's only the second player to average a triple-double for an entire season. At just 29 years old, Westbrook is 4th in total triple-doubles in NBA history. In the 2017 season, he had the second best defensive box plus minus in the league and was 8th in defensive win shares. He's been an all-star every year with the exception of his rookie season. We all know what he brings to the table with his energy and passion, but he's also a clutch player. In the 2017 season, Westbrook played 40 games where the score differential was 5 points or less in the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. During those minutes, Westbrook had an offensive rating of 116 points per 100 possessions and led the league in points, averaging 6.2 in each one of those clutch situations. He's already an iconic player, and his place in history is solid. Number 3, Stephen Curry. Curry's efficiency is off the charts. He's the only player in NBA history to attempt at least 7 threes per game and have a 3-point shooting percentage above 44% while doing so, which he's done 3 times. He also has the 3rd highest career free throw percentage at 90.27%. In the 2011 season, he only missed 15 free throws for the entire season. He already has 2 rings and 2 regular season MVPs, one of them being the first won by a unanimous decision. He's only the 2nd player to be part of the 50-45-90 club next to Steve Nash, and he did that while leading the league in scoring. The main reason he's so high on this list is because his achievements are transcendent. He's found success both with a collective unit and as an individual. He's the greatest shooter of all time, and if you don't believe us, you might believe the 2nd greatest shooter ever. Number 2, Kevin Durant. Here are the stat lines of 2 anonymous players between the ages of 22 and 28. Who do you think is better? Well, you're probably going to say player B, who happens to be Kevin Durant. Player A is Kobe Bryant, and those are his stats between the 2001 and 2007 seasons, his prime years. Durant has yet to average less than 25 points per game in this decade. He scored 40 or more points in a game 58 times, including 7 instances in the playoffs. So far, he's played 10 finals games, and he's averaged 32.9 points, 7.1 rebounds, and 3.8 assists on 55% shooting in those games. Durant is the youngest player to win a scoring title at 21 years old and is also a member of the 50-40-90 club, being one of only 3 players to do this while averaging more than 25 points per game. He's a Finals MVP, a regular season MVP, a 4-time scoring champion, an 8-time All-Star, and a 7-time All-NBA team member. Honorable mentions. Since 2010, Wade is a 3-time champion and a 7-time All-Star, and has finished in the top 10 in MVP award shares 4 times. Dirk Nowitzki. On his way to winning a historical championship in 2011, he averaged 26 points and 9 rebounds per game in the finals. He's the only player with at least 30,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, 1,000 blocks, and 1,000 three-pointers. Carmelo Anthony. His offensive skills are almost unmatched. From 2010 through 2017, he has averages of 25 points and 7 rebounds per game. He hasn't missed an All-Star game since 2009, and last year he became the only men's basketball player to have 3 Olympic gold medals. Number 1, LeBron James. You could probably see this one coming from a mile away. Here are just a few of his accomplishments since 2010. 7 straight NBA Finals appearances, 3 championships, 3 MVP awards, 8 All-NBA First Team selections, an Olympic gold medal, and 4 All-Defensive First Team selections. As for the playoffs, consider these achievements. In Game 6 of the 2013 Finals, he scored 16 points on 70% shooting in the fourth quarter to lead a comeback against the Spurs. In 2015, he took the Warriors to 6 games without his team's second and third best players, averaging 35.8 points per game. In 2016, he became the only player to lead both teams in every major statistical category for any playoff series of any length. And finally, in 2017, he was the first player to average a triple-double in the finals. Maybe he isn't the GOAT, but either way, we won't see a player that is at LeBron's level for a very long time. So those are the top 10 greatest players of this decade, at least according to us. Who do you think should be on this list? Did we leave someone out? Let us know in the comments. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe for more NBA videos like it. Number 1, LeBron James. LeBron James. Okay. You've probably seen that video. Okay. Number 1, LeBron James.